Welcome back to Industry Leaders, the only business show that travels around Australia to share the stories behind trusted brands and bring you real, passionate people who became industry leaders. On this episode, we fly to Sydney to explore innovative, award-winning supply chain solutions provider, Whale Logistics, plus a furniture business with family connections at Oz Design Furniture and Victorian food franchise BK's. Hungry for success. Industry Leaders, brought to you by Annex Media.
I guess I've always had a burning desire to have my own logistics company and found the right partners to partner with, and on the 1st of May 2015 we started the business.
We started in 2015. Ryan Cummings, the MD, got an opportunity to start his own business. We all worked, so there was a bunch of guys that worked with him at the time, and he got this opportunity and asked us to join him.
So in his view, Whale Logistics gonna be a solution provider to provide a 6-star service, which will provide a very simple, very easy, very efficient and stress-free, customized end-to-end supply chain solution.
Mainly I'm looking at solutions for customers. So customers come to us with either a tender or they have a problem, they have an issue, they're looking for a solution, an answer, and they give us their figures, they tell us where they're importing from, because my job involves mainly supply chain end-to-end. Primarily for the last 20 years it's been China. We listen to their problems, we look at the issues they've got, do analysis, and come up with solutions for them to get their product here faster and cheaper.
Having worked for other providers out there and seen what they did well and seeing what they didn't do well, I recognised there was a really big gap in the market. A lot of freight forwarders were still focused on traditional freight forwarding, and a lot of the larger freight forwarders were focused on the big boys. The gap we feel is that gap between traditional freight forwarding and next level full end-to-end supply chain management. With our people, our partners and our technology, we're able to provide an end-to-end solution that many of our competitors simply cannot, and we're able to do it for small, medium and large providers. Traditionally, most of the larger competitors in our space only target the big boys. However, our ability to offer that scaled model of end-to-end supply chain solutions to both small, medium and large has really been a point of difference and has helped us scale our business at a rate that our competitors can only dream of.
If you are importer right now and you have your products in the middle of nowhere in the other continent, you want to see when these goods will be manufactured, will be ready for shipped, how long will be on the boat, when will be arrive at your destination, when will be on the port, when will be on the back of the truck, and when will be delivered at your door. For us, as a logistic professional, our job is to remove those variables in the process to provide a certainty to the service, and you know when you're gonna get the goods, and you know you'll get them on time every time.
We guaranteed supply chain services. So anyone that needs to take control of their supply chain, anyone that wants complete visibility, then you're our target market.
So the core services of Whale Logistics are you deem traditional freight forwarding, international freight encompassing both ocean freight, air freight and e-commerce. Customs clearance encompassing both your standard customs clearance but as well as tariff consultancy, customs review. Container transport, deliveries for LCL and air freight as well. But in addition to that, we provide more of an end-to-end solution as well. So we have a control tower set up in our Asian origin offices that enables us to manage vendor relationships for a lot of our clients, as well as purchase order management and consolidation at origin, which again provides a cost reduction saving for our clients down at this end. And domestically, we have our own 3PL facility that is able to provide both pick, pack and distribution services to clients that require that here in Australia as well. Putting that all together, we were able to provide a full end-to-end solution encompassing complete visibility and transparency through our technology.
Yeah, I'd like to think our main point of difference at Whale Logistics is our end-to-end supply chain solutions. We like to try and give our clients our vision suite of products, which entails some vision reporting, which is a lot of basic information, through to our vision BI tools, and then into our vision systems, which is an overarching supply chain management tool. Because at the end of the day, we want to empower our clients to make better business decisions.
So I founded Vision Supply Chain Technologies, again on that belief that technology is the future, and providing, I guess, a point of difference that Whale could provide, and a point of difference that our clients that don't need it right now will need in the future. So Vision Technology is a combination of both platforms that we've licensed here in Australia or platforms that we've built ourselves, but they very much fit within our range of products that provide a complete end-to-end supply chain solution.
In the retail market, you have issues where you want the product in the right place at the right time. If you think about advertising, you place an advert in a paper, that can be done 6 months before the product actually arrives in the country. Companies are very aware of that, and they want to make sure that the supply chain flows in so the product's there at the right time. And it's very difficult because you can either have too much product, in which case you have to lower your price, or you have not enough product, so you don't make the profit that you thought you was going to make. So it's a very fine balance for companies to get it right. Our job is to help them to achieve that goal.
Still to come on Industry Leaders, more on the global network of Whale Logistics, a certified great place to work. Managing Director Ryan Cummings focuses on 3 key elements for growing the business of Whale Logistics.
Industry Leaders. Industry Leaders.
The main attraction of joining Whale was the fact that Ryan Cummings was his company, and he was going to be making the decisions ultimately. Even though we are part of a group at the moment, Ryan still has the ultimate say in the running of this business, which gives us a lot of flexibility in what we do and the directions that we go. We're quite proud of our network. We're a part of a global company that's got around 200 plus offices throughout China, Southeast Asia, Europe, the US, and we're part of other groups as well.
For Whale Logistics itself, we incorporated in 2015. So back then we only had 5 people in one office. And 6 years later, now we actually have 25 employees and have multiple offices within Australia. Out of the top 10 ports, we have presence in 8 of them. So for a company with only 6 years history, it's pretty impressive.
Some of our most memorable milestones would be opening this facility here in 2017. This facility here at Ingleburn is our main warehouse and 3PL facility. It's around 2,500 square metres, and we offer everything from unpacking, deconsolidating containers through to pick and pack, same day distribution of warehousing.
What excites me still in the industry is that every day you turn up for work, it's a different problem. Some of the solutions you've seen before. So it's really nice when you're out selling a service or a solution, you find that the customer eventually says, yes, let's do it. So the satisfaction really, or the excitement, is to see it actually transcend from the scribble board where you've thought of the solutions that you've worked together as a team to actually fulfilling that and it actually becoming a live piece of business. That's very satisfying.
It was 2 things. We had to look at ourselves and look, how can we do this better? And again, technology plays a part in that. And one of the focuses that we have with technology is on eliminating, automating and accelerating. So the first thing we always look to do is eliminate data entry, eliminate manual task processing and eliminate mistakes. The second thing we look to do is automate. So anything that can be done by a computer, we try and get it done by a computer. And accelerating. So really investing in our people is important. So we've had business coaches and mentors come in and do different things with different people and different teams. Creating the flexibility, we've got work from home days, monthly lunches with all the staff, and they're either tired, they're overworked, or they're stressed. They've had a big weekend, so what we thought is, all right, well, everyone gets a day off. No questions asked, you can have your day off. Just got to remember when you turn up the next day that the work's going to be there and you've got to get it done. The things we're really proud of here at WA Logistics is in January 2020 we were certified by Great Places to Work as a great place to work, and I guess that's been a 4-year journey to get to that point in working with our people and identifying are they in the right roles, have we given them the right tools, how do we get them to be better. Being recognised at the International Business Awards for 2 years in a row as the most innovative business in our category. If anything, it's a bit of a pat on the back. A lot of people have worked really hard to get where we are, and for us it's recognition for the hard work we've done. It's recognition to our clients that have believed in some of the crazy ideas we've thrown at them. It's recognition to the staff that have come up with those crazy ideas, really. WA Cares is something very close to my heart. I guess a light bulb moment where I think, what can we give back to community? And we're invested in several community sports clubs, and we tend to pick those clubs that are, I guess, within the community of our officers and our staff. A couple of years ago, we did a fundraising campaign with over 150 of our own officers and through our vendors and local vendors and customers, and we were able to raise a substantial amount of money that donated towards the Smith family book and toy appeal. That was really exciting at the time. Other charities that we've focused on, children or youth in underdeveloped countries that are unfortunate or don't have the same upbringing. Been through 2020 and the coronavirus pandemic and coming out the other side is really important. Having had those discussions with our clients early on in the year when China was closed and customers are worried if they're ever going to get their stock and is their business going to be open in 3, 6, 9 months, to then again Australia going into lockdown, China opening up back up, and then customers thinking, well, I can't continue to order because I don't know if I'm going to be able to sell the stock. How long's the lockdown going to last? And having the, I guess, roller coaster of emotion, working with the clients to identify how can we help them through this period was really important. And for us, it showed that what we'd been working on over the last 5 years made us stronger during that period, because we were very fortunate. And if it proved anything, it proved that our focus on being flexible and having the tools and the equipment to support the flexibility helped us be very successful during the pandemic, and more importantly, it helped our clients be very successful because we didn't miss a beat. Taking what we learnt from last year and then tweaking that so that we can create that environment where we are able to survive anything.
You are watching Industry Leaders. Coming up, a business that's been around since 1979. Oz Design Furniture Managing Director Michael Petrosevich credits good quality products that suit our Aussie lifestyle for their success in a business with deep family connections.
Industry leaders. Industry leaders.
Oz Design was actually started by someone external from the family. So a guy named John Locke in 1979 started the brand, originally called the Great Australian Design Company.
Warwick was the first franchisee, and he was the one who took the brand to the franchising stage.
My uncle was the first franchisee, and then in 82, my uncle and father ended up buying out the franchise business, and that came in the fashion of a lot of Australian-made product. They wanted to support Australian industry. They then started the journey of building it up from a 3-store franchise business into what we are today now at about 39 stores. The goal was just to provide good quality products that suit the Australian lifestyle.
Warwick, unfortunately, he passed away in 2001. He hired me. I'd been in the business for only 3 months when he had passed away. And when the kids had come along, Neil, protecting the business and protecting all the people that work here, did not want to sell the business, although it had been a lot of people that approached us to buy the business. It was not for sale because obviously there are connections here that go deeper than money. Neil and Darcy have 4 children. There's Mark Shedden, and Mark works in basically bringing in the several thousand containers a year into the logistics facility. Bree works in the business part-time. Scott is head of the import business, and David is the head of our sofa buying.
Our family grew up on a farm just a bit further out of Sydney, about another half an hour out. Really enjoyed our childhood growing up on a farm, throwing rocks, riding motorbikes, playing with cows and stuff. So I wanted my kids to have that same upbringing. So I've been with Oz 14 years since I left school, and it was something that I took a few years to get into, the logistics side of the business. but I found that it sort of made sense with my personality and being quite procedural.
I started at Oz back in 2008. As soon as I left school, I think in December, I started straight away at Oz, so that was when I was 18. I'm now 31, I've been here for 13 years, had a personal interest in product and design, so my two brothers went into more sort of logistics and warehousing. My sister was actually in product to begin with before she then had a baby, went on maternity leave, and now she operates under a board position.
2008, it was at that point that the business started changing direction away from a traditional franchise model and starting our own importation business rather than relying on other wholesalers. A lot of the profits were sitting in the actual supply chain. We've been fairly constant over the years with our product offer. It's always been bedroom, living and dining experience. Just started this summer. It's an opportune time to bring in some outdoor ranges, and we've brought them through our e-commerce stores. So we feel that we could run our usual business where our customers love coming to our stores, they love touching and feeling the product, but there's also a customer out there who isn't worried about that. They're happy to buy off a photo.
Our major strength is the fact that we can offer customization even inside of our diverse range. So as an example, one of our Sydney factories, they basically offer full customization of anything you want. And you can only really do that by providing Australian-made products. Someone that's 100% imported just cannot offer that. Not many people in a large furniture chain offer customization because it can be very expensive and it can be time consuming, but we've been able to take all of those roadblocks out of it by offering it at a very reasonable price and doing it quickly. So.
We've developed our own premises here in Sydney, a 20,000 square metre facility with integrated group office, and we run all of our importing through this business.
We've actually just bought a block of land down in Melbourne with the intention to build a highly specialised warehouse, but we found that we've outgrown the block of land we've bought, so we're actually looking to go again and buy a bigger block of land to ensure that we have all the stock and we can look after our customers. We would bring in just under 2,000 40-foot containers a year into our facility here, and then we break all the stock down and then we ship it back out to our stores and customers. Yeah, we would ship millions of products around every single year.
We decided that we really wanted to put the product in the showrooms that we liked and that we would put in our own homes. When your friends come over and you bought a new house or you bought some new furniture and you want to show people. So technically speaking, our customer is our best marketing tool.
I have a lot of Oz Design furniture, whole house pretty much. Some of the things I love is I have a big bunting live edge dining table. My other favourite would be a Salotto sofa.
Recently we introduced a new model called the Houston. It's one of those products that usually, our older customers come into the stores, they fall in love with it.
COVID was really a reckoner back in April 2020 when it first came in, but that only really lasted for about a month. And then after that, it was a slingshot. COVID has really created a situation with, I guess, cocooning and people being forced at home, but also work from home. So when people are working from home, they take a look at their property and where they're living and how they're living. They'll spend money on it for sure. It created a whole bunch of new problems, getting stock, getting containers, paying exorbitant prices, triple the price for freight. It was a blessing, but it was also not a blessing.
This is Industry Leaders. Still ahead, a trip to a Victorian franchise that has not been without its setbacks. BK's Takeaways founder and MD, Brendan Kingwill, reanalysed their entire systems during COVID-19 and came out hungry for even more success.
Industry Leaders. Industry Leaders.
I was born and bred on a dairy farm not far from here in a little town called Yarrigan, population of 700. Parents bought a local supermarket and I assisted as a teenager working in the family business, and I really think from that point on I was always destined to go into small business. We took over the business in Yarragon, and the first thing I did was actually run a competition in the town. My plan was always to develop that business and then keep doing my marketing stuff. But what I did do is I turned a business that was turning over around about $5,000 into about $10,000 a week in around 6 months. And I had a lot of confidence in my own ability. So we bought a second shop in Trafalgar. So it was my first go running 2 businesses, and it was a disaster. I wasn't skilled enough, I didn't have procedures in place, I didn't have anything in my toolbox to help me run 2 businesses. So we decided to sell the store off in Yarragon and focus on the Trafalgar store, even though its turnover was less. And again, our unique style of marketing attracted a whole new range of customers. And we took that business, it was doing around about $5,500 a week, and we got up over $25,000 in a short period of time. And that's when I decided I would have another go at running a second store. So we found a little store in Currumbara, so we renovated that up. It was doing around about $2,000 a week, and we kept that for over 10 years. Eventually franchised it off, and it was when we left it was doing around about $10,000 a week. So we've done that again in relatively short time. Our flagship product probably is the Brendan burger. So it comes out, it's a big burger. A lot of people would get there and just cut it in half and share it between 2. It's big enough for one person with a good appetite or for a couple to share. Herald Sun wrote an article and rating our hamburgers in the top 5 in Victoria. That's when I started sort of getting a lot of queries about franchising our model. So we got on to Grant Garraway, who was a franchise developer at the time, and from that, BK's Franchising Australia was born. The first lockdown was scary, and it was scary for a lot of businesses. This sounds a little crazy, but it was actually very stimulating because we had to go back to our roots. We had to exercise business muscles that may be dormant or asleep and analyse our business like we had not analysed it for a long time. But we were analysing every day's turnover in 15-minute increments to make sure we had our staffing right, to make sure we were ordering right, because as well as having a lockdown, we've got food that could be going, perishable food that we could be losing. So the first thing we did with our businesses is focused on the small businesses that supplied us. So we made sure we got all our smaller businesses paid up to date so they could survive. We then restructured ourselves. We started reanalysing our business. Like there's things on the back burner like online ordering. So something like COVID, the first lockdown, was instrumental to getting that up and running again. We have online rostering systems that balance up against sales. We still maintain ready-to-go food. So we've analysed our customers' needs, and the majority of our customers want ready-to-go food. They want to come into our store and leave with food. They don't want to come in and wait 10 minutes while you cook it. So we're coming out at the end of COVID, definitely wiser. The seminars that we're running in Cambodia are basically an information sharing seminar. We sell Australia as a concept, we talk about Gippsland as a region, we talk about BK's Takeaway as a business. And then from that, the people that are interested come over on business trips. And I've really enjoyed working with the Cambodians. They've even occasionally given me a little gift when they come over. It's a real joy to work with these people who are really dedicated to the brand. Family support is vital. From the financial support I got from my family when I first started out in business, right through the moral support, and particularly my father, who was very good at bouncing ideas off. And then we get to a point where I had children, so all my children come through and started working in the shop. And believe it or not, now we're running grandchildren into the business as well. So we get the grandkids in here regularly. So we're very family orientated, and any franchisees that we've had, their families becomes our family.
One of my roles here at BK's Franchising is to help our prospective franchisors to come in and purchase their businesses. Working for family actually gives me that great balance. So there's a lot more flexibility in working with your family. So I get to bring my kids in when I need to, and we promote ourselves on being very family orientated business.
Working with my family can be hard at times, but it's also very rewarding because we get to still work closely as a team and have that family bond.
running a food business is relatively simple. We'll set people up that they'll know how to cook things, where to buy things, the best price, what they should be paying, who to contact if this goes wrong, what to do here. We've got that covered. The hard part about running a food business is managing the business, and that's the area people often neglect. And that's where we come in as a franchisor to support people and give them the skills to run a business, more so than just run the shop.
Join us next time on Industry Leaders when we fly south to a luxe tapware business crafted in Melbourne and built on the back of an immigrant from the Netherlands who played classical guitar in the ship's band to pay for his passage.